Okay, hello. So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna say in this video. I haven't been as consistent with videos, and it's really funny, the synchronicity of it. How as I started recording, there is a loud sound in the sky. I don't know if you can hear it, but like that wasn't happening for very long before this moment. Anyways, hi, how are you? Um, so yeah, I think. Well, I've been thinking, like before this moment, about like the ways in which our world is like really, really messed up, and like it's really sucky. I think how so many of us are brainwashed and like made to believe and think a certain way, and like if you're one of those people, I'm not like necessarily judging per se. I'm just saying like it sucks. Um, because we could be living in paradise, you know what I mean? And maybe that sounds far-fetched, utopia sounds far-fetched, but like we could literally be living it up, like as a collective, as a planet, as a species. But like I don't know, and I say I don't know, I do know, but like it's crazy. Like the psychology of it, the spirituality of it, like all of the different aspects, you know what I mean? And as I like walk in the cemetery, there's like dragonflies, like kind of like circling the path, or that's not the right way to say that, but like there's a bunch of dragonflies and whatnot. You can't see them on camera. Oh my gosh, please, hi, don't get too close. Okay, so I don't know, life is crazy, man. And like there's stuff that I could complain about, and like part of me was considering coming on here really raw and just talking about my own problems and like devising wisdom out of that. But like then I started to zoom out, and I was like thinking about like how the world is fucked up, and it's just like I think sometimes we need the reminder to like zoom out and like remember that like we as individuals are just like one part of like a grand thing. I don't know what that was, but something just flew in front of my face. And I don't know, life is crazy. Life on Earth is crazy, but there's like a lot of good stuff. Like I don't want to necessarily focus on the bad per se. Like there's a lot of great stuff, and I'm sure if you're watching this, I'm sure you're the type of person. I would hope that you're the type of person who is like open to that sort of stuff, open to like fun experiences. If you're not, I'm sorry. I don't know. But who's defining fun? What's the definition of fun here? You know what I mean? I've been recording content since high school basically, and sometimes it feels like there's nothing else to talk about, but like I know that's not true because there's always a conversation to be had, there's always something to be said, a different angle, a different perspective, and whatnot and what forth. And I hope it's okay if I mention this. I won't show the grave, but I was walking in here the other day, and I saw this really lovely tombstone, and like when I thought about it some more as I passed it, I did remember that I did do like a little low-key offering or whatever, but I noticed the dates, and I was curious about the dates because it's a couple, and so I had AI give me the dates, and like I was kind of shocked about that, the date, the ages, but it was also a different time. It was like the 1900s. I almost said the 1800s. It was the 1900s, the early 1900s. So I get it. Different time, different strokes for different folks. But then I had AI help me write a story about them, and like I posted it all on. I posted the first season because like I created other stories out of it, which not to toot my own horn, but yeah, I posted it on my Patreon, which will be linked down below in the link tree. Most likely, if not, then I'll have to come back to this and do that, but most likely it'll be down below. And I don't know, everybody gets on AI. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people get on AI, and I understand, because it can be a scary thought to think of, like, you know. But I think a lot of the reason why people don't like AI, and why people generally don't like certain figures in general, is because everything acts as a mirror, and AI is a perfect mirror. Like, what you input to it is what you will get out, times 10. So if you put garbage to it, it's gonna probably give you something that is like sugar-coated garbage. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But like, if you know how to like ask the right questions and like put in the right information, you know, it's pretty Gucci. Also, I didn't say bye, but I'm leaving from them. I feel like they didn't really. I don't know. I can't really tell. I was gonna say I don't think they could. They liked me lingering around their grave, but maybe that's not what it was. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. I haven't really talked about that too much at all publicly. I don't really talk too much about my writings or like, you know, stuff like that. Though I do have a lot of stuff that I'm working on and like, et cetera, et cetera. And I actually do have an ebook out. You can also find that in the link tree if you want to check that out. It took me about like maybe like 2 years, possibly, give or take. I was homeless for most of it. I was also doing math. But yeah, it's like a very informational book. It's also experiential, like based off of my personal experience, but a lot of like esoteric, ancient, you know, knowledge. And I feel like I don't always dress with the type of person who writes books, but I am a writer. I do write, and you should check that out. Or don't, if you don't want to. Oh goodness, something just buzzed in my ear. I do wonder, because I had it generate like kids. I like came up with kids that they had, the couple, and I wonder if they actually did have kids and like how that looks. They probably did have kids. If they have, like, they probably had kids, because who else would have set up the burial, right? Isn't that how that works? I don't know, but you know what, actually, I did want to go see something, so I'm going to, like, stay in here for a little longer. I don't like the idea of forced creativity, but I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent with videos. I've been saying that, and, like, my consistency is the fact that, like, at some point I will show back up, if not within the span of a few days or a week. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I always call myself inconsistent because I don't necessarily like to like have a structured routine. I like to sometimes be spontaneous. But like, I feel like I am pretty consistent in the fact that once again, at some point I will always like come back and show up. You know what I mean? So if you can relate to that, I don't know, give yourself some credit. Because I feel like some people like push themselves really hard. But when it comes to creativity and stuff like that, you really do kind of, you don't have to, but it helps to be really in flow with your environment, in flow with your general energy, the world's energy. Like, flow is a good thing when it comes to creativity. Like, I feel like we live in the age of digital and like consumerism, and it's like, you know, AI and all that, and it's like really easy to get caught up in like, it's just content. But it's like creativity, good creativity, whatever that means. I mean, because if it's enjoyable to somebody, whatever, but like good creativity takes time and effort. And like, sure, AI can like replicate it and like do what it does. I personally am an advocate for AI. Like, I understand the counter arguments, but I personally appreciate it. Like, I use it quite a bit in my daily activities. But I do understand the counter argument. But I think it's overall a really good tool, as long as we're using it for the right purposes, as long as we're using it for the right things. You know what I mean? Because what you input is what you get out, more than likely. Unless there's a malfunction down the line, but you know what I mean? One thing I miss, but I guess that I'm glad that I don't do anymore, because it is very, it's a very tedious thing, but I do miss it sometimes. It got really windy just now, and I don't know exactly what that means, but, oh goodness. I was talking about, what was I talking about? I'm gonna just, because I was turning around and then like it got wet, I don't know. Anyways, I think I was talking about AI. I'm not really sure what I was talking about. But, hello. How are you? Have you drinking water? Drinking? Is that a word? Have you drank water today? Have you, stretched? I'm gonna do a little stretchy stretch. Actually. Okay. So I did a little stretchy stretch. Took a moment to kind of survey. The wind is mighty loud right now. I don't know what it's trying to tell me. I don't know what it's saying, but gish golly, I hope that doesn't interfere with the video. Okay, so okay, and then it got loud again. Awesome. Okay, so wherever you are in your journey, wherever you happen to be, just remember that you're allowed to go at your own pace. You're allowed to, you know, and like, because there's a discomfort that happens when you do not follow your soul's truth, when you do not follow what you're meant to do. And I'm also talking to myself because, like, part of me has kind of been avoiding something, but there's a discomfort that comes with that. And I will also say, though, there's a discomfort that comes with, oh, that's my name. There's a discomfort that comes with also following it. And either way, you will be uncomfortable. And it's like, which one would you rather have? Would you rather have the discomfort of, like, following what you know to be true, or just staying complacent and not having what you want? Because that's what happens when you don't follow your soul, you don't get what you know what I mean? I mean, well, maybe, because I imagine there's different types of people watching this. So, I mean, if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. Don't think that, like, you have to take what I'm saying as truth. Like, take what resonates, like what I say with my readings, like, take what resonates, leave everything else. If it doesn't spark something within you, it's okay. No hard feelings. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, once again, make sure to drink water, make sure to take care of yourself, make sure you, do something today. I'm sorry about the wind. I hope it's really not that bad. But do something today that, like, makes you feel good, and do something that makes you feel excited to be alive, man. Like, because as far as we are consciously aware, we only have this one life. We don't remember anything else. But, like, you know what I mean? We go in time. So, like, do stuff. Have fun. Enjoy life. Experience life. You know? Or don't. Or just play video games all day. That's cool too. If that's your version of life, that's cool. No judgment. Either way, much love. Jesus.